What's up, guys? I'm just chilling. I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to God for how beautiful today is. I'm grateful for His peace and His grace, His mercy, His protection. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for life, and I'm really happy and joyful with life right now. So.
Girl, I was driving, ain't even had a light.
Alright, so I don't know why I'm gonna put this in the video, but I just want to go ahead and get this part of the video out of the way because I had planned to do. But this is me back home. Yeah, so I'm gonna have clips from me back home and where I stay, but I'm gonna have clips from my hometown all throughout this video. But I just want to talk for a little bit. Basically say that I just want to say God is so faithful. A few months ago, I feel like people listening to me. A few months ago, I didn't even want to go back to my hometown. I was paralyzed with fear. I was dealing with PTSD, like really bad anxiety. The last time before this time I went, my parents and my mom and my brother went, and I was supposed to go with them, but I ended up not going because when we were going to leave out the door, I started having an anxiety attack. So I decided not to go, and I stayed, and I told the Lord, I said, okay, I had my little pity party. I told the Lord, okay, I didn't, in the lines of I didn't go this time, but I'm going to fast and I'm going to get right. And next time, I want to be able to go. So this time, and it was the holidays, I was able to go. So I'm grateful to God for that. I was down there for 9 days in all. And for 8 days, no anxiety, no trauma, no PTSD. Literally just moving forward and doing what I've been wanting to do. And just being good, in a great mindset, not hung up on the reason why I even have anxiety and PTSD, not even hung up on that or anything. Just having a great time and enjoying my life. But the 9th day, I went with my family, and one side of my family, and I was in the room, and I don't know, I really just overwhelmed myself. Started thinking too much, and I was good, have, no anxiety, no nothing like that. And then I was sitting in the room, and I kept being reminded that I'm not made to fit in. I'm supposed to be set apart. I'm supposed to stand out. I'm not made to fit in. Because I realized that no matter how hard I tried, I just didn't feel like part of the family. So it really bothered me. And I don't know if you may know what it feels like to sit in a room and still feel alone. Like, I felt like I was sitting in a room full of people who didn't understand me. Like, so it just like, I was sitting in the room and I could just see kind of like straight through everybody. So it made me feel so much alone. And then I just got in my head, got overwhelmed, and started having a panic attack. So I ended up leaving and going to the other side, my other side of the family. And I calmed down a lot. I had a rough day. And this is Christmas Day. I had a rough day. Wasn't the best. But God, He's a redeemer and everything else. So I'm back in my original home, not in my hometown anymore. And I'm just gonna spend this time until I go back down there for a youth event. I'm just gonna spend this time in solitude with God and just getting my mind back focused and fasting to be delivered. But in that moment, I just let my flesh overtake and I didn't let God be in control, and that's what stemmed me to have a panic attack. I know a little bit of my testimony, and you know, if you don't, you don't. But I just, I just been in a abusive situation, so I have anxiety attacks every now and then. But I've been praying and fasting for God to deliver me from those things. But I'm not losing faith or hope though, because I know He'll do it. But I just wanted to insert this because I think this is the only clip in this video that I'll actually be talking, and I don't know how I'm gonna edit the video yet. I was watching a podcast, listening to a podcast, and she brought up the scripture of when something, I don't know how I forgot and I just read it, but he had, like, the Lord had a thorn in his flesh in order so that he wouldn't exalt himself. And that reminded me of, in my situation, my thorn is anxiety and family issues and stuff like that. You know, like, that's considered my thorn if I was to put myself in the story. The reason I say that is because I've been dealing with those issues and praying and fasting on those issues for a month. And I know the type of God that I serve. He can deliver me and restore and heal and change things at a blink of an eye. But instead, He has allowed me to deal with those things. And it's literally giving me no choice but to depend on Him. Like, literally, I can't even walk into the store without praying and asking God to give me an overwhelming peace and joy. And it makes me depend on Him instead of being big-headed and thinking that I'm in control. But it makes me step back and humble myself and let Him be in control. So that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I consider those things a thorn in my flesh, because God, the first day I prayed for God to take those things away from me, He could have, but instead I've been fasting and praying for months and being patient and waiting on His timing for Him to remove it. Just as in the word, Paul, he prayed 3 times for God to remove the thorn, but instead God reminded him that his strength is made perfect in weakness, and His grace is sufficient. So I just took it as, you know, the situation really humbled me, because I wasn't even supposed to let my flesh be in control anyways. I was supposed to stay focused on God and not my trauma or not my situation, my circumstances. Like, but I'm still grateful because it humbled me. It was like a thorn in my flesh so that I wouldn't get too big-headed, because I know it was a moment where I was just like, what was I saying? I don't know. I was just not being as humble as I should have been. So I can't be mad at that one day of, you know, panic, because it humbled me and it made me want to get back at the feet of God, you know. It made me realize that I still got some work to do. And, you know, yeah. But I talk a lot, so